have a dream? Each and every one of us has a dream, but how can we achieve this dream?
The global education system faces a significant challenge in ensuring that the children and the youth have access to the quality education. According to UNESCO, 60% of the adults around the world are illiterate, which means they don't know how to read or write. And the data from the United Nations tells that more than 260 millions of children in the world are still not attending school, or rather they cannot go to school.
The Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, particularly SDG number 4, quality education, aims to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education for all by 2030.
Ensuring all children have access to quality early childhood development, care, and pre-primary education. Provide free and equitable primary and secondary education for all. Ensure equal access to affordable and quality technical, vocational, and tertiary education. Eliminate gender disparities in education. Ensure all youth and substantial proportions of adults achieve literacy and numeracy.
Recognizes the need to provide quality education for all, especially vulnerable populations such as poor children, children living in rural areas, persons with disabilities, indigenous people, and refugee children.
Quality education. It's the fourth of the Sustainable Development Goals. So let's get to it. Education is the process that gives people access to knowledge. This is what allows us to better understand our community's values and culture, build social skills, and get necessary training to perform different jobs when we're adults. All these things make quality education extremely important for a fulfilling and independent life. That's why it's a basic right for children, adolescents, and adults all over the world. This is also why it's the fourth Sustainable Development Goal to ensure that this right is respected and that children, adolescents, and adults have access to the education system. This is what happens to many children living in developing countries. Poverty is also a factor that limits access to education. Many children have to start working when they're still very young in order to help their families economically. And this situation causes them to leave school before they finish their studies. Another reason that prevents access to the educational system is the armed conflict or war situations that are occurring in some countries around the world. How do you think you could do your part in helping to achieve accessible education for all?
We must act now to ensure that every child has the access to quality education. This requires collective efforts, governments,
Educators, parents,
Communities,
and international organizations.
Do ba 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 do do ba do boo.